Welcome back to Red Dirt Resale, everybody. My name is Daniel. Welcome back to the channel. This update right here is going to be kind of on the summer slow selling season. I know a lot of people, if you've been doing it a while, you know in the summer it slows down. If you just started, you're figuring out that it can slow down. You can still have busy days, you can still get big sales, but just overall, you're going to tend to have less traffic, less volume, less business, whether you're selling online, the flea market, thrift store, whatever the case is. It is July the, what is the date? Today's the 18th. As you can see, it's kind of hazy looking out here. I don't know how well it shows up in the camera. We get that Canadian wildfire smoke all the way down here. It's just kind of floating around all over the country at different times. Yesterday it was really bad. It looked really foggy all day long. But so it's hot, it's muggy, and you know your sales are going to be slow. But what happens is, typically for me, once you get after the 4th of July, it gets really hot. So a lot of people, they just kind of don't do a lot of stuff at all. I think a lot of people just kind of sit at home in the AC. They don't get out as much, you know, just kind of out and about. Especially here in Georgia, it gets really hot, really sticky. So sometimes people just kind of, you know, want to sit at home in the AC and just not move a whole lot. And then what happens is everybody, you know, they're going on their summer vacations that they already have, and they're spending money. They've been spending money, you know, kids are out of school. They've been taking them to Six Flags and water parks and out to the movies and all that kind of stuff to keep them entertained. And the money starts getting low, because when school's in, you tend to spend a little bit less money because they're at school and you're not going, you know, you're not doing as much entertaining. In the summertime, you're entertaining, or you go on a big vacation and takes a lot of your money. So when it gets toward the end of the summer here, people get a little bit broke, and they're also looking forward to school starting very soon. Here, school now starts right at the beginning of August, so we've literally only got a couple weeks. So people are already looking at school starting back. So there are, you know, they're looking at buying school shoes, school clothes, school supplies, all that kind of stuff, on top of the fact that, you know, vacations and everything like that kind of zapped their money. So it's just a slow time of year. But normally, if you're wondering, normally once everybody gets back in school, not right away, but normally when you get toward the end of August and really into September, everybody's you know, kind of shopping mode changes. People start, you know, kids have been in school for a few weeks and, you know, haven't been spending all that money taking them to entertain them. So they've got, you know, the moms and everything will have a few extra bucks. They'll come in, start shopping. They're kind of, some of the moms, you know, might be at home alone, so they start looking around like, hey, I'm gonna redecorate this room, I'm gonna spruce this up, let me go down and check some things out. The thrift store, you know, eBay, whatever the case is. So shopping in general just starts to take an uptick, and people do start to buy for Christmas. I mean, some people start, you know, as soon as Christmas is over, but you start getting a lot more people that, you know, start looking at buying for Christmas. And that's Christmas decor and Christmas gifts. And then once you get into October through December, then, you know, that's full on, full blast. Everybody's looking for gift items and looking for decorations. People coming over, you know, family coming in to visit, so they're kind of trying to spruce up the house, you know, buy new furniture for a guest room, all that kind of stuff. So if you're slow right now, it's not just you, it's not nothing you're doing. This is just the time of year it is. If you're busy right now, then you're doing good. Really, you know, if you're busy, then everything's good. There's a lot of times where we've had really busy days, weeks, or even months during the summertime where, you know, we didn't get super slow. But as you can see, well, it's late in the day. It's almost, I think it's about 8 o'clock, and we've been closed for a few hours now. And you can see like the U-Hauls, we got several U-Hauls in the parking lot, so even U-Hauls slowed down just a little bit. Early in the summer, a lot of movement going on. We were renting U-Hauls like crazy. We're still renting a lot of them, but it's slowed down just a little bit because people are kind of getting more settled, getting, like I said, getting ready for the new school year to start. What can you do to get sales this time of year? Well, you're gonna have to be creative. You know, you're gonna have to run some sales. You're gonna have to run some creative sales. You know, if you've got, this is the time of year where if you've got stuff that you've had for a long time, if it's been sitting online for a long time, sitting in your store for a long time, then now's the time. It's like, you know, try to clear some of that stuff out of there, get that old junk out, you know, run some big sales, and you'll get some sales that you need this time of year. And at the same time, just move some stuff that you've had for a long time. So just look at your inventory and stuff that, sometimes you get those items that just kind of sit around and you don't really pay much attention to them. They just keep hanging around. You're not trying to hold on to it, but you're not really, it just kind of gets pushed to the side and you kind of forget about it. But when you kind of look around and say, this item right here, I bought this thing, it's been months and months ago, it's been a year ago. It doesn't really matter what I sell it for at this point, you know, because I made money on that batch of stuff. Let me run a big sale on this item. So just get creative with some sales. Try to clear some old inventory. Just do whatever you can. You gotta work a little bit harder right now to get them into the store, to get them to buy your stuff. And just definitely be smart buying stuff. There is opportunities out there for buying because everyone's a little bit slower right now. It's not as much of a buying frenzy. Plus you have all of the inflation and all that stuff going on. So there's a lot of opportunities out there to get good deals on stuff. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, with it being hot, people don't want to work as much, especially like if it's a storage unit or an estate clean out. A lot of people that are like, it's just too hot, I don't want to do it. So if you're willing to sweat a little bit, willing to work out in that heat, then there's some deals to be had for sure. Tons of, you know, big time deals. Storage auctions, when it gets this time of year, a lot of times you can get some really cheap units on the big units because people just get lazy. People get hot. They just physically can't do it. If it's somebody that's older or just, you know, not in the best physical condition, they just can't do it. So you can take advantage of those opportunities right now, you know, if you're in the shape to do it. But like I said, just get creative, run some sales while it's slow, try to move some old inventory, maybe come up with some new, do some brainstorming, come up with some new ideas, some new plans. And a lot of that stuff, you know, you might find that if it works now, if it works during the summertime, then you might just keep on doing it. You might, you know, come up with a good idea that you can keep doing. You might, you know, you might make a few adjustments over time, you know, when it gets into the fall and selling becomes a little bit easier. But, you know, now's the time to do some experimenting and try some new things and get creative. But if you're worried about sales, they will pick up again. They always do. You'll have better days, but you can still have good days, good weeks, good months this time of year. If you have good items and you have good prices, then, you know, people will buy it. Just got to work a little bit harder, post a little bit more, and just get creative. But you can sell stuff, you know, plenty of stuff this time of year. It's not the end of the world, and it'll always get busier. Even if the economy sucks, like it pretty much does now, when it comes to selling stuff thrift, you'll have people, some people will slowly start turning, you know, from I have to have something new to, you know, looking at thrift stores, looking on Facebook Marketplace and all that kind of stuff. So don't give up, don't get discouraged, just keep working, be creative, and it'll come back around and it'll get a little bit easier here in a couple of months. But that's it for this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, all the storage auction videos, and anything and everything to do with the resale business. Have a good one.